What's going on, y'all? So it's Men's Mental Health Month, and I wanted to share a story that I think kind of speaks to the importance of why we have to be very intentional about our mental health as men, especially as black men. So it was about 4 years ago, probably around this time of year, and long story short, I was just down bad. Like, I had a lot of bad things going on. I was unemployed. I was doing DoorDash full time. And my car kept having issues that I couldn't afford to pay for. I was on rental assistance. Like, it just seemed like I couldn't catch a break in life. But I was still trying to keep it pushing, still trying to do music, still trying to put on shows, show up for people, all that. And one day I was hanging out with a group of my friends, and in the midst of just trying to keep it together, be regular, drink, party, whatever, I just broke down. I started sobbing, crying uncontrollably, and just venting about everything that I had going on. And it was just a release. I got it all off my chest. I told them everything I was dealing with. I told them everything that was kind of weighing me down, how I felt like I just couldn't survive. And in the midst of all that, not one person tried to tell me to stop crying. Not one person tried to pacify me. Not one person cracked a smile. They just let me get it out. And they just listened. They put a hand on my shoulder and let me get it all out. And that was all I needed. Once I was done venting and crying, we went back to the schedule as usual, and I felt so much better. And the people that consoled me were 3 black men who had also had their own share of struggles and things that they were dealing with. And it's important that we all have a community like that. The problem as black men is not that we're emotional or we have to maintain any sense of macho, but the problem is that when we need to be emotional, when we need to let shit out, we don't feel as though we have a healthy place to do so, without fear of ridicule or being seen as weak or lesser. So I encourage all of my people, especially black men, to have a network of people around you, to have people that have your back well enough to where if you need to be vulnerable, if you need to have that moment where you break down and let it all out, you can do so, because that's important. Or else you hold all this stuff in, and then later you're shaving years off of your life because you're not able to adequately deal with your stress and emotions and things that are weighing you down. So I hope this story encourages somebody to do the same, to open up, to find people that they can open up to, and just be honest with yourself about your emotions and things that you're dealing with, or else they'll deal with you in the long run. Peace.